Welcome back to our video podcast series on tips for staying young, where we explore the wisdom of traditional Chinese medicine to improve your health and vitality. I'm Nolan, and today, we're diving into a fascinating topic many people wonder about but might feel shy to ask: how body temperature affects libido, and how to naturally boost libido using TCM. Did you know that during sexual arousal, both men and women experience a significant increase in genital temperature, averaging around 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 degree Celsius? This rise in temperature is closely linked to subjective feelings of arousal. Joining me today is my co-host, Audrey.
Hey, Nolan? I love this topic because most people don't think about temperature when it comes to libido, but in TCM, being too cold or too hot affects your chi flow, hormone balance, and overall well-being, all of which impact your intimate life.
True. Let's look at a scenario of a couple dealing with temperature issues.
Is it just me, or did we accidentally teleport to Antarctica?
You're cold. I'm over here melting like a candle. Are we even in the same climate?
That's what I'm saying. Temperature control in relationships is a battle no one talks about. But get this, science says our body temperature literally affects our libido.
Wait, are you telling me my thermostat settings could be responsible for some people's lack of action?
Exactly. Studies show that small temperature fluctuations can totally mess with sexual desire and even overall health.
So you're saying I should keep it at a perfect 69 degrees?
Nice. But actually, there's more to it than that. Think about it. When you feel cold, what's the number one thing you want to do?
Curl up in a blanket and become a human burrito?
Exactly. Your body instinctively goes into survival mode, prioritizing warmth over, well, anything else. Blood flow shifts away from certain areas, hormones get thrown off, and suddenly, romance is the last thing on your mind.
Makes sense. So basically, if you're cold all the time, your body's too busy keeping you alive to focus on getting frisky?
Pretty much. Your metabolism slows down, your energy dips, and your desire. Hibernation mode.
Wow. And here I thought people just used "it's too cold" as an excuse.
Nope. It's a legit thing. And on the flip side, when you're too hot.
Oh, let me guess. Nobody wants to be close when they're drenched in sweat?
Bingo. Overheating makes you sluggish, irritable, and too uncomfortable to get in the mood.
So we're basically just Goldilocksing our way to a healthy libido? Not too hot, not too cold, just right?
Right. Maintaining an optimal body temperature is key to keeping your hormones balanced, your blood circulating properly, and your libido in check. Let me break it down. Our brains can basically keep our bodies at the perfect temperature without us even thinking about it.
Totally. It reminds me of something I learned in biology class. Isn't it the hypothalamus, that tiny region in our brain, acting like our body's personal thermostat?
Exactly. And there are two major players here: nitric oxide and neuropeptides. Specifically, certain neurons in parts of the hypothalamus, like the medium preoptic nucleus, MNPO, produce nitric oxide. They use an enzyme called nitric oxide synthase, or NOS1, which plays a crucial role in regulating our body temperature.
Now that I get how body temperature affects libido, are there any natural solutions from traditional Chinese medicine that can help balance things out?
Definitely. Let's explore the theory of hot and cold properties, one of the foundational concepts of TCM. Once we unpack this theory, you'll have an even better understanding of how these natural solutions work.
Sure. Like why ginger feels warming and peppermint feels cooling, even though they're both just herbs. How does that even work?
Yep. In recent years, researchers have been diving into this mystery, using modern techniques like biochemistry and pharmacology to decode these ancient insights.
Interesting. Can you give me an example?
Sure. Take cinnamon, considered a heart herb in TCM. Traditionally, it's used to warm the body, improve circulation, and fight off feelings of cold. Modern studies found that cinnamon contains active compounds that boost metabolism, increase blood circulation, and help generate heat, which totally aligns with its traditional usage.
Got it. What about something with a cold property?
Great question. Mint is a classic cold herb. TCM practitioners use it to soothe fevers, reduce inflammation, and cool internal heat. Scientific research shows that mint or peppermint oil can indeed reduce inflammation, lower body temperature slightly, and even help ease headaches caused by heat.
So modern science actually backs these ancient ideas?
Yeah, increasingly so. Scientists are now studying these herbs' chemical profiles and finding connections between their traditional uses and their biochemical properties, like thermogenesis, which warms you up, and antipyretic effects, which cool you down.
It's fascinating how ancient wisdom meets modern science. Have researchers figured out exactly how these herbs do it?
They're definitely getting closer. For instance, herbs classified as hot in TCM stimulate thermogenesis, meaning they help your body generate more heat. On the other hand, cold herbs have antipyretic properties. They cool the body by influencing inflammation pathways and regulating temperature control centers in the brain.
Exactly. This actually reminds me of a client. Let's call him Jake. He was a 36-year-old entrepreneur, constantly on the go, drinking tons of coffee. Initially, his libido was really strong, but eventually he felt completely drained. He always ran hot, experienced night sweats, restlessness, and a dry mouth. He described his libido like a crash and burn, super high at first, then utterly exhausted.
That's a perfect example. In TCM, libido connects directly to kidney yang, which governs fire, warmth, and energy, and kidney yin, responsible for cooling, nourishment, and fluid balance. You can learn more about yin and yang from the link in the upper right corner. Here's the simple rule of thumb. People who run cold might have kidney yang deficiency. Symptoms include low energy, cold hands and feet, poor digestion, and decreased libido. Meanwhile, those who run hot might have kidney yin deficiency, experiencing night sweats, restlessness, dryness, and an initially high but quickly depleted libido.
Now that it's crystal clear how body temperature affects libido, Nolan, are there natural solutions in traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, for balancing it out?
Absolutely. In TCM, diet is often the best way to strengthen kidney energy naturally. One powerful example is yin yang hua, also known as horny goat reed.
Wait, is that actually its name? Sounds kind of...
I know, not the most elegant name, but hear me out. Yin yang hua has a legendary reputation as the Viagra of TCM, famous for enhancing sexual health naturally. It's especially popular in mountainous regions, where animals eating this plant were observed to have significantly increased libido.
That's fascinating. So it really boosts sexual function?
Absolutely. According to research, yin yang hua contains active compounds similar to testosterone. It helps stimulate libido by increasing blood flow, enhancing sexual desire, and even promoting sperm production. Clinical studies suggest its effect could surpass other traditional remedies like seahorses and geckos.
That's intriguing. Does science back up those claims?
Yes. Researchers found that Icariin, the active compound in Epimedium, improves erectile function by boosting the production of nitric oxide in the body, which relaxes blood vessels and increases blood flow.
Interesting. How exactly does it work?
Well, the studies showed that Icariin increased levels of neuronal nitric oxide synthase. That's an enzyme important for nerve and blood vessel health. It also boosted calpanin, a protein involved in muscle function within the penile tissue.
So basically, it's enhancing both nerve signaling and blood vessel function?
Precisely. Another interesting discovery was that Icariin even helped nerve cells in pelvic ganglia, the nerves that control erection, grow longer, potentially improving overall nerve health.
Impressive. Any tips on how to consume it effectively?
Traditionally, yin yang hua is often combined with other herbs to balance its potency. For instance, pairing it with herbs that nourish blood and kidney essence ensures lasting benefits without depleting your body's resources.
Are there any special ways to prepare it?
Sure are. Popular methods include making a medicinal liquor, soaking yin yang hor in strong alcohol, sometimes combined with herbs like horn qi or yam for added nutritional benefits. Another method is incorporating it into nourishing dishes, such as soups with pork ribs, yam, and ginger, to support overall vitality and kidney health.
This sounds practical. Are there any precautions or limits to consider?
Definitely. Because yin yang hua strongly boosts kidney yang energy, it should be used carefully, ideally under the guidance of a TCM practitioner, to avoid overstimulating and depleting your body.
Good to know. So the key takeaway is that balancing body temperature and nourishing kidney health naturally through diet and targeted herbs like yin yang huo can greatly enhance overall well-being and libido?
Exactly. Understanding these natural remedies and applying them wisely can really make a difference in both health and intimacy.
It's crystal clear now. When your body temperature is off balance, your circulation slows down, which means reduced blood flow to your reproductive organs. This explains why people with chronically cold feet often experience lower libido. Speaking of treatments, Nolan, have you heard much about acupuncture?
Yeah, actually. There's plenty of evidence showing that acupuncture can regulate important systems in the body, like the endocrine, circulatory, and nervous systems. It's pretty impressive.
Right. I read that even the National Institutes of Health, NIH, confirmed acupuncture as a promising therapy for a variety of health conditions.
Exactly. And researchers think the effects of acupuncture happen through activating the central nervous system and modulating neurotransmitters. It's pretty fascinating how it works on a neurophysiological level.
That's intriguing. So, how does acupuncture specifically help conditions like erectile dysfunction?
Well, studies suggest acupuncture might influence the release of nitric oxide, NO, and certain neuropeptides, both critical for achieving an erection. Remember Jake? After a month, he said,
I feel way more stable, my energy lasts all day, and my body temperature is natural, not extreme highs and lows.
So, what's the takeaway? Your body's temperature directly affects your sexual energy. If you're always cold, you may need kidney yang support, warm foods, gentle movement, and acupressure. If you're always overheated, you may need kidney yin nourishment, hydrating foods, relaxation, and less stimulation.
And remember, libido isn't just about hormones, it's about circulation, balance, and energy flow.
What's your experience been like with body temperature and libido? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you want to dive deeper into this topic, be sure to check out my next video, where we'll be exploring even more surprising connections between our bodies and our health. If today's episode resonated with you, subscribe, share, and try some of these TCM tips yourself. Until next time, stay balanced and vibrant.